All right, so we talked in film theory a little bit about the director's line or the 180-degree rule and about screen direction. These are two different filmmaking concepts that are attempting to help make geographical sense of the environment for the audience. We are trying to visually describe three-dimensional environments on a two-dimensional surface to our audience. And seeing and experiencing a space in real life is not the same as seeing it on a two-dimensional screen. So your job as the editor is to be extremely aware of the geographical 3D space that the actors were in and make it make sense to the audience. The director's line and screen direction and eye line are three incredibly helpful tools to help you be able to do that. If someone was moving one direction in one shot, they need to be moving that same direction in the next shot. If an object is in a particular location and the actor is supposed to be looking at that object, we need to make sure that the actor's eye line is towards the correct direction in the frame to make it look like they're looking at that object. Again, that sounds bizarre, but on set, sometimes the object won't even be there. The object will leave to be taken care of by props, and the actor will be looking at nothing. So you have to make sure that it looks like they're looking at the thing. Now, just like with continuity, as the editor, you don't have control over this. You weren't on set, but it's your job to be aware of it. And it's your job to use what you're given in order to communicate it. There are tricks that we'll get into, like flipping the clip, or zooming in on the clip, or creating split screens, or quite frankly, just not using the clip entirely, or hiding it, or including its audio information but hiding the visuals underneath other clips. There's lots of things that you can do to try to avoid confusion and make sure that your audience understands what happens. A confused audience is not an engaged audience. The audience needs to understand in order to care. And your job is to explain the geography clearly enough that they understand what is happening. Honestly, in my opinion, this is a big failure of some action films. They're so focused on having a shaky camera and cutting so quickly with incredibly fast shots that they don't clearly explain what's going on. Now, sometimes they're actually doing that on purpose. They know that they don't have great choreography. They had to shoot the scene kind of quickly. So they're trying to get away with some high-feeling intensity without actually explaining the environment. Other times, if you have like a war scene and it's coming from a particular character's point of view, maybe they are disoriented and confused and they don't understand the geography. And so you want to lean into that. Maybe you purposely are trying to keep the geography disconcerting and confusing. And you can use your editing and your shots to make the audience more confused. But you need to be aware that you're doing that. You need to intentionally decide to obscure the landscape from your audience.